I'm Kaylee and I'm from England. I'm a registered veterinary nurse there, and I found out about Vrouva probably about 3 years ago, but things got delayed because of studying and COVID. But in 2021, in September, I managed to come here. When I first arrived at Vrouva, there's quite a few people that kind of come and go during the day and stuff, but I was introduced to everyone and they're all really lovely. They made me feel really welcome, and meeting all of the animals, there's loads. There's cats and dogs, sheep, goats, chickens, a cow, some horses, donkeys. Yeah, there's everything here. A typical day at Vrouva depends on how heavy you sleep. I normally wake up at like 7:30 because that's when the animals wake up. The dogs will want their breakfast, and unless you can sleep through that, then yeah, you'll be waking up at 7:30, something like that. The shift is generally split in two. So you'll have somebody else helping you in the morning doing different tasks. So I was involved with cleaning and feeding the chickens, the goats, the sheep, the pigs, and then feeding the cats. There's quite a lot of cats at Vrouva, and they get very demanding in the morning. And then the other person who does the other half of the shift, they will do the bigger animals, so the horses, the donkeys, and they deal with the dogs and stuff as well. So the farm has, as far as I'm aware, recently had a room built for people that volunteer. It is situated right in the middle of the farm. So you open the door and you have Baby, the donkey, and some horses right outside. There are a lot of cats at Vrouva and they very much like to be the centre of attention. I have found that as soon as I open my door in the morning, they all just come running in. I have 5 or 6 cats like running around my room, jumping on the bed and stuff. If you need to go to the bathroom during the night, because the cats are situated on the roof, they're sleeping in front of the house, every time you open the door they will all come running, so it's a little bit difficult to go to the toilet with peace and quiet in the middle of the night. But it's also, there's no lights and stuff around here, so you need to either have your phone light or to have a head torch or something. The bathroom's not too far from the room, but yeah, there's no light in there, so you need to take a light in there with you. Also has recently been some rodent guests in the bathroom, so I've just been knocking on the door before I open it, so that if they're around, then I can scare them off. But yeah, it's just something else to be aware of, that there are rats and mice and things living on the farm and you are living with them. So moving on to the bathroom, it is very basic. You have your toilet, your sink and your bath. The bath is just the bath. It doesn't have a shower head or taps or anything. There is a toilet, but it doesn't flush. It's not like plumbed in to flush. So it's just a case of washing it down with a bucket of water. It's been quite warm here, even though it's not the middle of summer. It's still been kind of 32 degrees during the day. So not being able to shower properly is something that I've found quite difficult. One of my saving grace things that I packed was actually an eye mask. I have obviously come here towards the end of summer, but the sun still comes up, you know, quite early in the morning, and there's not curtains or blinds or anything, so having an eye mask has been very well needed. And also having earplugs. I don't wear mine all the time, but the dogs do kind of during the night. Sometimes they'll get up and bark and stuff. So it took me a few nights to settle, I think, but once I kind of do get used to the noise. I actually struggled more with the noise of the roosters than the dogs. They tend to start going at 4:30 in the morning and then can kind of go on through. So I think it really depends on how much of a heavy sleeper you are as to how much sleep you're going to get while you're here. There are, obviously we're on a farm, there are mosquitoes who are particularly active in the evening. So I've had quite a few mosquito bites and stuff from overnight that I've found in the morning. But also being on a farm with all these animals does mean that there are also fleas. That is something that I just didn't think of, just wasn't completely prepared for. I would say, aside from the animals, my favourite thing about Vrouva has been the team, the people. The Vrouva family have been so welcoming and kind, and if there's ever food, you get to have some food with them and you get to hang out a little bit in the evenings, and in the middle of the day if there's not anything going on. It's nice to they've really brought me into Greek culture a lot more, I think, as well. They've been happy to kind of teach me about stuff, about the island, about Greek culture in general, and you can really tell how much they care about each other and the animals and how much they all love being here. They're all ultimately here for the same reason, and yeah, I think it really shows. It's really nice to be welcomed into a community of people like that.